Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871 chiming in with a full update on my housing crisis as well as the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, so today in the mail, I received some paperwork from my nonprofit organization, Mainstream Housing Voucher Program. That was the program that up until the bait and switch, I had been celebrating as a rousing success for actually helping homeless people. It would appear that their tactics for the cloaked eviction. I really have no other way of characterizing this. So in the mail today, I received a packet. Um, I received a packet asking for documentation to continue my housing voucher. Um, there are some issues with this. This came today. I believe this is what, March 16th, 17th, something like that. March 16th or 17th. Um, Yet we see, I know it's reversed for you, but you could probably make it out. This is dated for February the 28th, and it utilizes my old mailbox. This is old mailbox. That mailbox has been shut down. Um, so they're asking for, they want 3 months of bank statements. It might not necessarily be, actually, there's quite a few things that are asking for bank statements. Let's see, I don't want to try to take one thing at a time here. I did get a massive packet because we're talking about our health insurance. Let's see if I can show you this packet. Okay. This this is a booklet. This is, it's a huge booklet. Uh, this is for, the Department of Human Services, Division of Medical Assistance. They want 5 years of bank statements. I have nothing to hide. It's just that printing out these bank statements, it's pretty expensive. Um, I will see if Collaborative Supportive Program, my nonprofit, if they'll be able to help. I am guessing that they will not, because I'm pretty sure that they are in collusion with Mainstream Housing Voucher Community Enterprise. I believe that they are all collaborated, conspiring together to facilitate my eviction. So we see that we have paperwork that is dated for the 28th, okay, being mailed out that says March 12th, okay. Even March 12th is a little bit ways away. They do have postmark metering machines, which means that they could have I'll put this together and it could have sat on a desk for however long until they felt like mailing it. So the point is that I am making it known to you, the public, the subterfuge, the cloaked methods that are being utilized to facilitate my eviction. Now, of course, I will get this all filled out and sent in because I just got this in the mail today. Um, Whatever it's either the 16th or the 17th. I forget exactly which. So I will do whatever I can to expedite this. Looks like I'm going to have to spend some money at the post office, money that I really don't have to spare. I would not be surprised if they pretend that they didn't get the documentation. So it's going to have to go out with a certification that makes it more expensive. Um, the health insurance, again, no social worker has reached out to me. I was supposed to have gotten a social worker. I believe they said it was Deanna. was supposed to be assigned to me. I don't know. I'll give them a call. I'm going to see if they can help with the printing out of the bank statements, and I'm going to see if Deanna can help. I I don't think it's going to happen. Um, It'll probably be just more round and round circles. So they just want to run a clock right now. Our paperwork says that if my that my housing assistance may be delayed if it's not put in on time. So we're clearly seeing here that this is not my imagination. Okay, it is not my inaction. Okay, it is a very clear, mapped out effort to facilitate my eviction and to camouflage the operation as just simply being, oh, well, this guy didn't do what he was supposed to do. This is not the situation at all. And of course, all of this is on top of the nightmare fiasco financial situation. Let's see. I know the camera, it's reversed. I couldn't help but notice when I was doing live, the front facing camera had everything correctly flipped correct where it wasn't backwards, but whatever. Um, some topics to discuss. So that's what's going on with our housing. I will get my paperwork filled out ASAP, send it back ASAP. Spending money. I spent about it was over $200 yesterday. I estimate I probably have about 2 weeks worth of food stored up in the house. Um, they, it's just shy of price gouging. You know, it was $154 at the supermarket and another 50. What is this? At the drugstore, it was another $54. Yes, I believe. Here it is. Walgreens. Oh, excuse me. $45. $45, which I guess I'll segue real quick to a topic that I've been on the phone all morning, attempting to make it known to state legislators after a half a dozen transfers are being bounced around. I finally learned that the law is federal. So Governor Murphy's office can't necessarily, I'm sure he'd have impact on it, but the various, excuse me, the various tri-state, there I go. The various tri-state governors, they don't really have direct authority to do this. Okay. Unfortunately, we have a Breaking Bad fiasco on our hands for poor people, homeless people, and dare I say, even the undocumented immigrants that the left wing are definitely so entrenched with helping. I can't help but notice that the powers that be that are watching this video, and I think they are, they might take action on behalf of the illegal aliens and not really so much the homeless, but unless you have identification, you can't buy this. And I was very much indeed surprised. I don't really buy a whole hell of a lot of cough medication. I'm generally a healthy person. The whole thing, my cough that's been going on a couple of years. When I sleep, as you know, the sleep apnea, my palate, it dehydrates. As well as breathing in the forest pollen and everything dehydrates. I can't help but wonder if there's some kind of scar tissue right up here, because it all feels like right here is where the cough comes. It's not even down into the lungs. It's just right here, like as if I had a tracheotomy and somebody took a puff of a cigarette and just blew it into my trach tube. It's like it's like all of a sudden everything will feel foggy, very foggy up here. Um, Not every homeless person has identification. That's where I'm going with this. And of course, definitely, you're undocumented immigrants. If that makes you feel good saying it like that, you're illegal aliens. They don't have identification. Therefore, during this crisis, where there is no vaccine, you would be very hard pressed to treat the symptoms with cough medication, even over the counter cough medication. Why? Once again, we see our draconian methods being taken to protect a certain sect of people now that they have become so, caught up in drugs. Anyway, I'm not getting off into the political today. Today's video is just simply to make known. Today's video is black light in nature. I am just simply illuminating black light on a lot of hidden shit that's going on. So, our homeless population, our illegal alien population, they're going to have difficulty getting their hands on cold medicine. Because I can tell you right now, I'm not going to be caught off guard, not if I can help it. If I didn't, because as you know, my identification, it is illegally suspended and by default, because I cannot renew it, illegally expired. That makes sense. I gave my driver's license to the cashier, scanned it, and there wasn't an issue. Okay, that's good. But I can tell you right now, had it have been an issue, see, I think I did have some cash on me. I believe that stuff cost $18.99. So $19. I would have definitely taken a $20 bill, plunked it down on the counter, picked up my cough medicine, and walked out the store and let the chips fall where they may. I don't care if the cashier would have called the police or not. I am not going to go through this crisis without medication. And if need be, I hate to say it, but you might want to shoplift what you need. If you don't have the identification to purchase it, do what you have to do. We're in survival mode at this point. Out at the market, talking now about people at the market. As I was going through the market, loading up the trailer with groceries, it's like if I had to characterize, first of all, riding my bike to the market, okay? Couldn't help but notice that the drivers were driving slightly, not dramatically, but slightly more cautiously. Huh. You know damn well that you don't want to get into an accident. Now is not the time to find yourself in a hospital. So very much indeed correct, drivers. Although it'd be nice to have you driving that cautiously all the time, but if I had to characterize it, drivers are being a bit more cautious on the road. A hospital is not where you want to be at this moment in time. Hospitals are huge vectors of infection. They say, how's the saying go? Hospitals, the longer you're there, the sicker you get. So, yeah, you don't want to have an accident right now. It's be really bad. So, continue driving safely. Although I do notice that they are kind of whipping around once they get to their destination. So there might be an increase in parking lot fender benders, road rage, jamming, two cars jamming into one parking spot. So that might be an increase. Although fender benders aren't exactly hospitable, you don't end up in the hospital on parking lot fender benders normally. Uh, the characterization of the people at the market, the best I could describe it is it was a lot of people just kind of walking around, kind of dumbstruck. Uh, where's my this that I normally get? People were shopping for things that they normally get, not necessarily things that they're going to necessarily need. So people are they're still in weekly shopping mode. They're not necessarily in bomb shelter mode. Bomb shelter like this. The old bomb shelter food. Egg noodles, brown rice. Uh, major shout out to my minister buddy. Oh yes, I still have it. Don't think for 1 minute that I got rid of that bomb shelter food. That's why they call it bomb shelter food. You never know when an emergency crisis is going to happen. So yes, you're going to have to shop for things that you wouldn't normally buy. The diet goes out the window. It's all about just simply keeping yourself alive. I really wasn't going to disclose too many of my tricks. I do have some tricks for shopping and weathering the thing, but I will give you one trick though. I have returned to purchasing whole milk. Uh, I'm sure there are people who can describe or explain it to you better as to why as to why it is that particular way. But the higher the fat content in the milk, the longer it will keep. One of the biggest deterrents to drinking 1% milk is because of its premature expiration date. Like 2 days before it goes bad, it tastes bad. 1% milk or fat-free milk. Fat-free milk is like, man, if you're not drinking it a week before it expires, then fat-free milk it gets that really taste to it. So I will be purchasing whole milk. And of course, I'm looking for the longest expiration dates that I can. Um, doing what you can here. I've got about about 2.5 loaves of bread. I got a couple packs of hamburger buns. I've got hamburgers and steakum and a couple boxes of frozen fish patties and I got some frozen French fries. Like I said, it's not diet food. I'm sorry. You can preach to me later once everything is done and over with. But yes, I do have some packs of chicken that I kind of done up in Ziploc bags. So I'll be having lots of chicken and rice. Um, I've got the egg noodles, and it is said to me. What does this thing says? Goes. What is this? APD 329. I don't know. Maybe this stuff is good until the year 2029. I don't know. Um, I don't know. But they say that this is pretty good. You have to do it up with some seasoning. So you do it up as best you can. That's what I'm saying. All right. So did I cover my topics? Because I don't want stuff to get too long. Um, Bomb shelter food. My housing. It's they're definitely trying to evict me. Um, all I can do is simply document the process as to what they're doing to me. And the reason why I mentioned about how fast I'm burning through my cat. What is this? This is Tuesday. and I got paid 6 days ago. Second Wednesday of the month. Uh, the home utilities have been paid. I left a $200 deposit at the bike shop for the spring maintenance. I did have a little bit of a bill there to clear up. I had about uh, a small bill that I needed to clear up at the bike shop. So I'm even Steven with the bike shop. What can I tell you? Oh, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I forget what it is that I'm saying. Over 60%, about 65% of my income is completely gone. Um, Completely gone. And I still have, I don't know, was it whatever this, look on your calendar, the second Wednesday of April. I think May is our next 5 week rotation. So I think April going into May, I think, will be our next 5 week rotation. So with the sales circulars, I'd be curious as to see if the supermarkets are are even going to have the nerve to put out sales circulars, because there's no sales. There's no sales. Everything is pretty much retail. They know you're going to buy it. So unfortunately, I am burning through cash at an accelerated rate. Everybody's burning through cash at an accelerated rate. Um, and this is a 4 week rotation. And so, whether community enterprise succeeds in their camouflage operation of getting me evicted under the false pretense of client inaction, or not, whether they're successful in that or not, um, I am still waiting to hear if I will basically bankrupt back into homelessness. Um, this virus happened at the worst possible time when I'm being saddled with a rent, um, as I'm burning through cash at an accelerated rate. Will I bankrupt out onto the street? I called Food Stamp today. They're saying, in complete contradictory to I was told when I submitted my paperwork that I would hear within 2 days. That has definitely long since come and gone. The person that I spoke to on the phone today is now claiming that it has to be a month. So we see once again the county building, that whole 1300 county building. It is a moving labyrinth where they like to change the rules of engagement on the fly, per person, to they're definitely trying to. I don't think they're going to increase my food stamps. I think that's the ultimate there. It's they're all working together to facilitate my homelessness, to reintroduce me into homelessness, and while trying to make it look like we didn't have nothing to do with it, it was all him, as Miss Firm would say, self evict, and of course that's not the reality at all. All right. Is there anything that I left out? We talked about the housing conspiracy that's currently going on. COVID-19, Trump's demeanor drastically changed. Just total 180. He speaks at whenever he talks like he's been punched in the gut, like the wind has just been taken out of him. What I'm also noticing is that we see that Trump, all he is just simply a one-trick pony. Unless he is, the only thing he's good for is stoking flames, inciting violence, his throwing red meat. That's what I'm trying to say. Trump is a one-trick pony, and his one trick is throwing red meat to his base. And now that has become incredibly unpopular, even Trumpists are looking for tenable, real answers that can get them through this crisis. They're not looking for the political rhetoric. Both sides of the aisle are looking for, something that they can really help them. Um, Also, let us not lose sight over our technology. I know Google's talking about setting up testing and things. That's fine, but let's see what we can do to get the trucks rolling. We're seeing a lot of things that are being fast tracked, and what was it? I was talking about MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I can't help but wonder how they must feel during this crisis. How many of their children were killed, either by drunk drivers or have killed somebody else while driving drunk. Suddenly, I believe it's in the state of New York. I don't know if Jersey is doing it, or Pennsylvania, or Connecticut. Um, Suddenly, they fast tracked legislation that enables bars and restaurants to basically, who needs a six pack, who needs a 12 pack, who needs to get drunk, so as you call for your dinner, ordering your dinner, your pizza, your wings, your Chinese food. I'm gonna say something about them in a minute. Your Chinese food. You can now also order. If they have a liquor license. I don't know if you'd be able to have the driver stop by a liquor store and pick up anything or not. I don't know. But suddenly that's all fast tracked. How many people are dead that didn't have to die, when all you could have done was simply make that the rule all along? I was talking to a restaurant owner a couple of years ago, getting clarification on the issue. For a restaurant to do that, they would need a special endorsement on their liquor license, meaning they have to have a liquor license already, and that it couldn't be a delivery driver's privately owned vehicle. The vehicle would have to be owned by the business, and that vehicle would have to have a special license. Well, basically a fuckload of legislation and taxation and fees and licensing. The state, with their goddamn handout, they're always looking for their slice of the pie, and frankly they don't care if if people are dying because of that legislation. People that are dying that didn't have to die. And of course, if anybody's ever showed up at court in the morning for whatever they have to respond to, um, the criminal court system, and of course the legal defense system, defense lawyers, they profit mightily from drunk driving offenses, whether it leads to a fatality or not. Getting stopped drunk driving because you went out because you just needed one more six pack. Um, just do an information request and find out all the money that is generated. So there's a lot of money, and so that the state, they don't care if your beloved family members are dying. What was it? I think there was there's been a few of them actually. Van load of entire families wiped out by wrong way drunk drivers on the highway, just completely annihilated. Um, this stuff didn't have to happen if these old drunks could just simply pick up the phone and say, call someplace. So anyway, also, before I forget, I would tell you to not drink alcohol during this period. Alcohol compromises your immunity. Do you know this or not? Are you willing to admit it or not? I know there's a lot of wives' tales and folklore of taking a shot of hard liquor to sweat a cold out of you. That's a lie. That's a lie. Um, alcohol will compromise your immunity. Um, so you went through how much effort to get cleaning supplies and disinfectant wipes, all to compromise your immunity anyway. Very stupid, very foolish, not very smart at all. I understand you're stressed and you want to calm down, but you really need to do that in a sober fashion. All right, guys, I think that's it. I hit all my topics, and we're gonna see what happens. I still got the stupid magic box. It does absolutely nothing for data speeds whatsoever. I don't think it really does anything for. Um, I don't think anything's gonna happen with utilities. I doubt it. But I am charged. I got the Schumacher all charged up just in case, and I'm gonna hold on to this thing for just a little bit longer, just in case cell phone tower signal strength would have to be boosted for just in case, We're going to see what happens. All right. That's it, guys. Go out, get your bomb shelter food. Do wisely. Also, for the stock market people, remember your mouth and your ass, they're not going anywhere, okay? So everything associated with your mouth and your asshole, it's not going anywhere. So the reason why you're seeing the markets go up and down, it's not necessarily meaning when it goes down, it's because the shelves are empty. And when they get restocked, it goes back up. So it's not like everybody's freaking out saying, oh my God, run home, get under the bed, save your money, don't do anything. The reason why the stock market is up and down and like crazy, it's just because that particular day or week, the shelves were empty. So all you have to do, come on, Tesla, Uber, Ford, GM, like Captain Planet would say, let your powers combine. Get the self-driving trucks out onto the road. You fast-tracked shit for, not you personally, but we saw how booze legislation was fast-tracked to deliver booze. That's where I was going with the whole thing. Let's fast-track self-drive automation if we have to. Let's see if we can get police escorts for these trucks that might not necessarily be completely out of, so let's keep drivers away. It's a self-driving vehicle, fall back, don't pass or whatever. Figure it out. But we need to get the big rigs moving 24/7, and that is indeed what self-driving technology can do. Get it all on the